You think you know orange, you don't. 10 fruits, 10 secrets that crossed continents, outlasted empires, and never made it onto the label. By the time this ends, you will never look at orange the same way again. Orange. This fruit does not exist in the wild. Not a single natural orange tree grows on this planet without human intervention. Ancient farmers in Southeast Asia crossbred the pomelo with the mandarin across generations, a process that took centuries and left no written record to produce what now sits on 1 billion breakfast tables. The vitamin C is well known, but the compound in the peel, D-limonene, is the part most people throw directly into the trash. When you peel an orange, the oil droplets that hit the air interact with olfactory receptors linked to stress regulation. The peel is arguably more valuable than the fruit. Zest it. Use it. Stop throwing away the most potent part. Mandarin. Before you even taste it, it has already done something. The aroma compounds, released the moment you break, the skin activate sensory pathways tied to comfort and familiarity, which is why walking into a room where someone is peeling one produces an almost universal positive response. That scent is not incidental. Chinese culture recognized the mandarin as a symbol of abundance long before modern science had language for what it was actually doing. The centuries of agricultural selection that gave you a fruit you can peel in seconds, fit in a pocket, and eat with nothing but your hands. That convenience was designed. It did not happen by accident. Apricot. Start with the color. A deeper orange exterior corresponds directly to higher beta-carotene content, which your body converts to vitamin A for long-term eye and immune function. The darker the fruit, the more solar energy it absorbed. That is not marketing. It is photosynthesis. Beyond the flesh, ancient travelers cracked open the inner kernel and consumed it like an almond, since it holds concentrated oils that food scientists are still actively studying. Drying transforms this fruit entirely. Sugars concentrate dramatically, converting a delicate summer snack into a dense, shelf-stable energy source that once crossed continents inside a traveler's bag. The apricot's history stretches thousands of years across Central Asian mountain ranges, but its most reliable quality signal is right there on the surface. Peach. Ancient Chinese emperors planted peach orchards specifically to extend their lifespans, treating this fruit as a biological key to immortality. Traders carried it along the Silk Road into Persia and eventually into Europe, spreading not just a food, but a mythology. The biology underneath that mythology is real, if more modest. A ripe peach is roughly 85% water, making it one of the most efficient natural rehydration sources during summer heat, with natural sugars that help your body absorb fluids faster than plain water when electrolytes run low. But the window is short. A peach that yields slightly under gentle thumb pressure is at its peak. That window lasts about 3 days. Miss it and you have either a rock or a bruise. Persimmon. Eat one too early and you will never want to eat another. The astringency is not a flaw. It is a warning system. Soluble tannins flood the unripe fruit and lock onto proteins in your mouth, producing that aggressive, gripping dryness before you can even swallow. The fruit deploys them deliberately, a chemical signal to leave it alone until the seeds are fully mature. But wait until the skin of a Hachia persimmon turns nearly translucent. Wait until it gives completely under pressure, because what happens on the other side of that transformation is unlike almost any other fruit on earth. A consistency closer to warm honey pudding, a depth of sweetness that first-time eaters are genuinely not prepared for. Buy them firm, leave them alone, check daily. The patience is the entire point. Papaya. Christopher Columbus encountered this in the Caribbean in 1492 and called it the fruit of angels. That reaction makes sense. He had no European reference point for anything like it. The enzyme inside, papain, is biologically active enough to have been isolated and used in pharmaceutical manufacturing. It breaks proteins down with unusual efficiency, which is why raw papaya genuinely tenderizes tough meat. Not through folk belief, but through chemistry. The black seed's most most people discard are edible, carry a sharp, peppery heat, and contain antimicrobial compounds currently under active study. The papaya also produces fruit within its first year of life, which is why it became a critical food security crop across tropical regions long before anyone understood the science behind what they were eating. Mango. Some mango trees currently bearing fruit in India were planted before the United States existed as a country. The species has been cultivated there for 4,000 years, and individual trees can produce for over 3 centuries. Emperor Akbar reportedly maintained an orchard of over 100,000 of them. That is the cultural weight. The biochemical weight sits alongside it. Mango is one of the richest plant sources of vitamin B6, which your body requires to synthesize both serotonin and dopamine. The link between mango and improved mood has a direct mechanistic explanation. It is not a coincidence that this fruit appears in both sweet desserts and spicy savory dishes across dozens of distinct food cultures, and became the most consumed tropical fruit on Earth. It earned that. Cantaloupe. Do not buy it with your eyes, buy it with your nose. The musky fragrance released when a ripe cantaloupe sits on the counter is produced by volatile compounds that develop in direct proportion to internal sugar concentration. No fragrance means it is not ready. A faint smell means marginal. If you cannot detect it from arm's length, put it back. That scent is a more accurate ripeness indicator than color, give, or thumping combined. On top of that, 90% of this fruit is water, and a standard serving delivers enough vitamin A to satisfy your entire daily requirement, supporting immune function, vision, and skin cell renewal simultaneously. One piece of fruit, 3 biological systems served. The nose just has to do the selecting. Loquat. This is the fruit that arrives before anything else is ready. The loquat flowers through winter and ripens in early spring, a window when the produce section is still recovering from months of cold storage and imported filler. It has been cultivated in East Asia for over 1,000 years, and it adapted so successfully to Mediterranean climates that it naturalized across southern Europe and North Africa, where locals often assume it is native. The leaves have been brewed into respiratory teas across traditional medicine systems for centuries. Early-stage research is now examining the compounds responsible. The flesh dissolves almost immediately on contact. A clean, precise hit of sweet and tart surrounding seeds, disproportionately large for such a small fruit. Most people walk past it without recognition. That is their loss. And quietly, your advantage. Kumquat. Everything about this fruit is designed to trick you. It looks like a tiny orange, so your brain says, peel it. Do not peel it. The sweetness lives in the skin. The inside is aggressively sour. Peel it, and you get the experience completely backwards. Tart flesh, bitter pith, none of the payoff. Eat it whole, in one bite, and the sequence inverts entirely. Sweetness lands first, then a sudden sharp hit of acid from the interior that almost no one is ready for. First-timers always react. Beyond the flavor mechanics, the kumquat carries a cold hardiness that allows it to survive freezing temperatures that would kill every larger citrus tree nearby. The toughest thing in the citrus family, disguised as the smallest. Put a bowl of them out at a gathering. Tell no one how to eat them. Watch what happens. You just saw 10 things most people walk past every week for their entire lives. Subscribe. There's a whole world hiding in plain sight, and we're just getting started.